Good morning. It is Monday, the 14th of November, 2022, and this is the Texas Weather Roundup. Hey, good morning. I'm David Reimer with the Texas Storm Chasers. It's a Monday, and we've got snow, we've got rain, we've got storms, and we've got much cooler temperatures on the way. Let's dive into it. First things first, we'll take a look at the severe weather outlook. Today's risk is going to be limited to the upper Texas coast, and in all likelihood, within probably 25 miles of the coast. This is going to be a situation where most of the unstable air and the severe weather threat will remain offshore out in the Gulf of Mexico, but we could see a few stronger storms encroach on the coast later today into this evening, and that would include the threat for possibly some large hail, localized damaging wind gusts, and potentially a tornado. In all likelihood, we'd be talking about the threat for waterspouts moving onshore, with again the higher severe weather threat remaining offshore. So let's switch over. How about snow? Yes, see, Babo, we're going to be talking about snow today. In fact, by the time you watch this, it'll likely already be ongoing. Most of the snow will be falling this morning through the middle afternoon hours across the Texas Panhandle, where we have travel advisories, winter weather advisories, but best known as travel advisories, in my humble opinion. We could see some folks upwards of 3 to 4 inches of snow. Now, a couple things offsetting this. One, surface temperatures are probably going to be right at or maybe just below freezing for most areas. Ground and soil temperatures are still pretty warm, so that's going to allow for some melting, but the snow is going to be falling heavy enough in spots that we could still see accumulations in the form of a heavy wet snow. So a lot of slush on roads, and once we have some more snowfall combined with gusty winds, we could even see some of that snow blow around. So again, best chance for receiving a few inches of snow this morning, this afternoon, will be across the northern and eastern Texas Panhandle, especially along the north of Interstate 40. And then that'll translate a bit further southeast into southwestern Oklahoma, with a pretty good band of snow setting up between Wichita Falls and probably Chickasha, Oklahoma, centering around Lawn, the Mount Scott area, the wildlife preserve there, Elk City down to Lawn, Fort Sill, east towards Duncan, Davis, the Arbuckle Mountains, just north of Ardmore, and that's where a corridor of pretty heavy snow is probably going to set up this afternoon, with travel disruptions likely. You'll note here we are expecting this to remain just north of the Red River, although we can't rule out some snow flurries in places like Vernon, Wichita Falls, Nocona, over to St. Joe, Gainesville, Sherman, Bonham, and frankly, and towards New Boston, Paris, and Texarkana this evening. But again, we're not expecting travel disruptions south of the Red River. That will change quickly as you go north of the Red River. Let's go ahead, pop on over to the latest high-res rapid refresh model. This is a simulated weather radar for the day. Again, we're going to have plenty of showers, probably a few storms across the eastern half of Texas. I think this model is being a little over rambunctious with the intensities showing on here, but mainly just want to show you snow, panhandle through the early afternoon. That'll move out by the mid-afternoon with snow in southwestern and southern Oklahoma. Showers, probably thunderstorms mixed in, North Texas, East Texas, the Brazos Valley, Southeast Texas, and then you see some particularly intense looking thunderstorms just off the Texas coast in the Gulf of Mexico. And again, we're going to have to keep a close eye on the upper Texas coast and probably row of 1 to 2 rows of counties inland from the coast along the upper Texas coast this afternoon, just in case we have enough instability make it onshore, some of that juicy unstable air that could spark a bit of a severe weather problem. But the highest issue, the highest potential, likely to remain offshore, hopefully. Popping on over to the chance for precipitation. Again, this is your chance for precipitation today. That in the Texas Panhandle will be in the form of snow, rain for mostly everyone else. Pretty good chance of rain across the eastern half of Texas. You know, it still beats it being 95 degrees like last year. Heading into tonight, you'll see precipitation chances quickly end from west to east. shower possible down in the Rio Grande Valley, with the chance for a few showers continuing this evening across the eastern quarter of Texas. Some of that along the Red River from Wichita Falls, Sherman, again, the aforementioned cities and towns. You could have a bit of snow mix in, but again, we're not expecting accumulations, and any precipitation by that point will be light. Pop it on over to the how much rain we expect to fall. Again, not a bad rain event overall. It's not going to break the drought, but it's not going to hurt either. Generally speaking, the potential for 1/4 to 1/2 inch east of a Wichita Falls, Fort Worth, Austin, Victoria, Corpus Christi line, with the heaviest rain totals today expected along the upper Texas coast and the Golden Triangle. We could see 1 to 2 inches of rain, perhaps locally a bit higher. And of course, these are regionalized amounts. Some folks will see more, some folks will see less. And those little blobs up in the Panhandle, again, that will be in the form of snow after it melts down into the liquid equivalent. So, hey, you know what? Snow. What more can I say? As we head into the weekend, early next week, we continue to remain in a relatively cold weather pattern. So does most of the continental United States, an exception being southern Florida. And then if you take a peek up way up northwest in the Alaska region, you'll note they're expecting above average temperatures. That's because the jet stream's going to be dipping up there, taking all their chilly air, bringing it down the continental United States. So that is why they're warm and we're not. And in terms of precipitation, a neutral to slightly above average chance we could have some active weather over the weekend and early next week across the southeastern 2/3 of Texas. Otherwise, it's looking mostly dry across the Panhandle into the plains of the United States, east of the Rocky Mountains, all the way into the Pacific Northwest, and heading into the Northeast United States and Mid-Atlantic, which would probably be a good thing for travel plans. So we'll keep an eye on things here at the Texas Storm Chasers. Things go to plan, we'll have our next Texas Weather Roundup posted by 7 a.m. Tuesday. We'll be keeping an eye on the snow today and the chance for some minor stormy mischief this afternoon. You can keep an eye on the sky with the Texas Storm Chasers interactive weather radar on our website, texasstormchasers.com/radar, or just download the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app in the Apple app and Google Play stores. Y'all have a great Monday. God bless.